natural expansion. So 4 base right now, 5 even coming down for Zenio to the 2 base. And I'm sure if we look at the main here, these minerals are not looking too hot. There's 520 left here, 485, 200, 245. There's just a few missing though, and these bases are going to get mined out eventually. Looking at our production tab again here, we do have a robotics facility on the way down. Probably going to see Robotics Bay, and he's probably going to go Colossi because he knows that he needs to do something in order to catch back up in this game. Zerg now sitting at 130 supply to 63 supply. Not a good position for aTnSocke. Robotics Bay coming down, so he is going to go Colossus. Our Zerg, though, is almost finished with his 5 bases. Another robotics facility coming down. He's going to be going probably double Colossi here to try and pump out units as quickly as possible. Zerglings coming in, possibly to look to do a little damage. Does have overlords all over the map watching every single expansion. He knows he has the lead right now, and he doesn't want to lose it for some hidden expansion. So he is keeping a great view on everything. Zergling's kind of doing a run by just to see what they can see. Another overlord's going to be coming, sacking himself here. Sorry, I had to cough there for a second. More roaches coming out. Supply is just getting more and more ahead here for Zenio. 140, almost 150 to 70. Robotics Bay just about to finish. I'm sure he'll start that extended thermal lance right away and start chrono boosting that, and he'll start getting Colossi out here as soon as he possibly can. 1 Colossi on the way, most likely 2 here very shortly. Have 2 Colossi on the way. They are all getting chrono boosted along with the extended thermal lance. Large army just sitting back here, and he knows that aTnSocke knows he's going to have to make a death push in order to take this out. And not only is he going to have to push, but he's going to have to do a lot of damage, and soon. The longer he waits, the longer Zenio gets to just try and max out his army. And Zenio actually is supply blocked here. He does not have any overlords on the way, so kind of a mistake there. Still no overlords on the way, and he's still supply blocked. Kind of painful to see that happen to these pros. I mean, it happens to me every single game. Usually at least 3 times I get majorly supply blocked. These guys, though, it's not such a common theme for them. So hopefully we'll see an overlord come down from him soon. We still don't see one on the way. 2 Colossi coming out now. Spire's just about to finish. I believe that's the 2nd Spire now for Zenio. And getting some upgrades. Extended Thermal Lance is about to finish. Have 2, I believe that's additional Colossi on the way, so it's going to be a total of 4. Zenio is perfectly content, though, just sitting back. He's taking another base right here. He knows he's in the lead, and he knows that all he has to do is defend against a big push, and he's going to be perfectly fine. 3 overlords finally on the way there. That was a long supply block for our friend OGSZenio here. He does just jump up in supply now to 180 to 110. Here comes the 4 Colossi death push, and he knows that he needs to win with this push, or it's as good as over. aTnSocke starting to slowly push out, taking out creep tumors. He really needs to get in here and start doing damage as quick as humanly possible. As you can see, the Zerg supply here just keeps growing. 190 now out of 200. And not only will it grow quickly, but the more bases he has down, the more larvae he's going to have ready, and the faster he can create his army again. So even if he does throw away his entire army to this Protoss army, he's going to be able to get on macro up another one very quickly. Large amount of corruptors here. Oh, used 5 force fields there and only getting 2 roaches out of it. Kind of a sour deal for aTnSocke. And he really doesn't want to waste those force fields too much here. Does see there's an expansion down here, and he decides he wants to kill that. I'm not sure if I agree with that decision. He really needs to get in and start doing damage where mining is going on. aTnSocke deciding to push up to this hatchery up here. It's already damaged. It is going to go down very easily. But as I said, he might have given Zenio too much time here. Zenio at 200 supply compared to the 115 of aTnSocke, and Zenio's going to easily be able to macro up another army here as he's been vomiting larvae at multiple bases and probably has larvae sitting around with some to spare. 3 at that base. Actually, I might have been a little wrong there. He does have a macro hatch, though. He's going to be able to get a big army up quick. Another hatch goes down, but there's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up for the Zerg. I should say 5 and 1 on the way, but may as well be 6 up for the Zerg right now. Another big engagement coming here. The roaches getting into a narrow corridor here, but backing out before too many of them get stuck. There's a large amount of corruptors here, 10 corruptors that are going to be able to drop those Colossi pretty easily. There is a large stalker base here, though. Guardian Shield being used and wears off without really serving too much of a purpose. Proxy Pylon's going to be taken down by Zenio, and aTnSocke really is probably fairly confused as to what he needs to do right now. More force fields coming down, trying to cut that army in half and just take some free units, but Zenio can just make those back so quickly. It's really not that big of a deal for him to throw away a few roaches. It's a lot more it's a lot more dangerous for Socke to lose units right now than it is for Zenio. Xenio, as you can see, he's got quite a few excess minerals. He's starting to throw spine crawlers down to multiple bases. Anything he can do really to start slowing down the Zerg or the Protoss armies can be a huge deal. And Xenio actually deciding to push in here and start doing damage to these Colossi. One Colossi goes down, second Colossi down. The Scrubs are usually going to be able to take down the last one. Roaches are going to come in and try and do damage here to the final Stalkers. Even if this push gets stopped completely, Xenio has secured the win here. 196 supply to 70 supply. Even if all of these units that he just brought in get killed, which probably is not going to happen, he will easily be able to come with another push and just finish off everything that Socke has. We're going to be seeing a GG here any moment from Socke, I'm sure of it. He is down to sub 45 supply now and constantly dropping. There's the GG from Socke. Well played game by both. Xenio showing his strong macro Zerg play, taking those two hidden expansions up here in the north really proved to pay off when he lost these his two main ones down in the south. He already had those saturated, and he had already started building his spawning pool, Roach Warren, and Hydralisk Den again, and Spire. And so really paid off for him to sneak in those two expansions. Socke just took him a little too long to scout those, and by the time he realized it, he was already too far behind. I just want to thank you guys all again for coming and watching the cast today. Also, I do want to say, give a big shout out to diedagain.com. You guys should go check them out. Cool new gaming website, gaming news website out even. They have some very creative and talented writers. A hilarious guy named Pendel who puts a great spin on everything. So once again, diedagain.com. Like idiedagain.com. I'll throw a link down on my page as well so you guys can check it out. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you back soon.